Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA. So let's get around to the news, the latest news and rumors of the NBA. So, first thing we'll talk about is the biggest contracts currently in NBA history, the top three biggest contracts in history via Boardroom, the business thing of sports. Number one, Nikola Jokic, $270 million for Nikola Jokic. Definitely well deserved for Mr. Jokic. Won back-to-back MVPs. He's having a triple-double so far these playoffs. He's been a beast the first two games against the Los Angeles Lakers. Jokic definitely deserves to be up here. But number two, Bradley Beal, $251 million. And the Wizards, man, the Wizards are just so mid every year. And Bradley Beal just could have done something with his career. He could have done something special, but he wants to bag more and wants to put his family and future generation in a good position. I mean, I probably wouldn't decline $250 million, but he chose family, basically the money over legacy. And he's only getting older, and the Wizards aren't getting any better. There's a lot to feel bad for regarding Wizards fans. They haven't won or really been that good for like 50 years. That's a lot to feel bad for Wizards fans. And just Bradley Beal doesn't belong to be on this list. And he isn't even like a top 40 player in the league, to be honest. He took the bag and just ran with it. And Giannis, obviously number three, $228 million. So Jokic and Giannis definitely deserve to be up here on this list, but Bradley Beal, way too much money. He should have just went to another team and tried to be like a good third, fourth option. Instead, he just took the bag, and he's getting older, and it's in a team that's not going to get any better. Per Sam Smith Hoops, ChicagoBulls.com writer, he says there could be, quote, significant changes for the Bulls this summer. Quote, I was at the draft combine this week and have heard from an insider that he believes the Bulls are done with this big three. So, big three, really? But more like the mid three. Like, I feel like this team could be good on paper, but it's got to change. But DeRozan, I mean it's a three for sure, but not big three. No, it's like the mid three. But I don't know. DeRozan, I feel like their best player right now. But I'm not sure what his trade value will be. It's just a mess over there in Chicago. But I feel like that's smart to try and retool the roster, because I don't think that three's gonna work out there. It's about damn time. Because it wouldn't be too surprising. They haven't had enough success to believe they could be a viable championship contender, and the most they've won in the regular season is 46 with this core, and have had practically no playoff success out of a first-round loss. And there could be, but watch it not happen. Watch there not be any change after all this talk. Oh, there could be some changes, but I don't know. I don't know if they want to go through the rebuilding phase, but we'll just have to see what Chicago Bulls decide to do this offseason. Like, it's just been back and forth. It's just been so back and forth. Like, oh, they're going to retool the roster and make some changes, or, oh, they might just run it back. We'll just have to see what the Bulls do. So, Grant Nelson, he's scheduled to meet with the Miami Heat. In case you don't know who Grant Nelson is, he's a really good tall scoring guard that played this past season at North Dakota State. And he's really good. I know I think he's a 6'11" center. And he's kind of like Jovic. 6'10", Nelson 6'11", both with handles. I think Jokic is 6'10" with handles. I think Jovic, this comment or something, but they both have handles. Either Jovic or Jokic, whatever. But they both have handles. But him playing Miami would be scary. at the fourth, the Miami Heat would be scary. Because this Grant Nelson kid is really good. I heard a lot about him. So I could definitely see the Heat drafting him. Gambo987, radio talk show host of Arizona Sports, said, quote, I would not be surprised if the Phoenix Suns interviewed Doc Rivers for their head coaching vacancy. End quote. So Phoenix doesn't want to compete for a title anymore. That's a bold strategy. But literally all he said is interview. It's not a big deal to interview a coach. Like, a lot of these teams will interview coaches. That doesn't mean they're going to hire him. I would be very shocked if the Suns hired him. If they were to hire him, Chris Paul would never get a ring. He probably wouldn't get a ring anyways, but hiring Doc Rivers would basically end your chances getting a ring. Respectfully, they should just not even interview him. Like, how many more good teams will he get a chance to coach? He's literally just hanging off that one ring he got in 2008. And the Denver Nuggets are now the favorites to win the NBA championship per MyBookie. Nuggets plus 114, the Celtics at plus 142, the Lakers at a plus 810, and the Heat at a plus 810. The Miami Heat look like some good value right there at plus 810. The Heat need some more respect on their name. LeBron in the fourth quarter this postseason, it's not been good. 4.5 points per game, 34.6% rate from the field, and a 5% rate from three. LeBron has just choked so many games in the fourth quarter this postseason. It's just, people say, oh, he's playing injured, it doesn't count, but yes, it counts. He's just been terrible in the fourth quarter this postseason. I mean, he's finally get there in age, and he just takes too many unnecessary shots at times. Like, he's just shown way too many contested step back threes when he could just easily drive to the rim, saying like Jamal Murray or something like that. Like, damn, he just got there in age though. Per John Hollinger, quote, speculation is already widespread that a package of the third pick and Anthony Simons might be used to snag an elite small forward, end quote. This is from John Hollinger from the Athletic, NBA. I can definitely see this happening because I think the only way they were going to keep their first round pick, in my opinion, was if they got the first overall pick, which they didn't. So I felt they might try and trade that third pick and say Anthony Simons or something to snag an elite small forward. Some options, maybe Paul George, Pascal Siakam. Some options right there. Maybe Mikal Bridges, but I feel like he might stay in Brooklyn though. I don't know if Brooklyn wants to let him go. Like, yes, it's the third pick in the draft, and a really good young guard, and Anthony Simons, and he's a pretty efficient three-point shooter. So the Nets could think about doing that if the Portland Trailblazers want to offer that. I would think about that if I'm the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, you got a good player in Mikal Bridges, but you could get a young guard, and you could get the third overall pick. So you could say you get like Brandon Miller or somebody. I would definitely think about doing it. The Boston Celtics are 9-point favorites at home tonight. Just keep doubting those Miami Heat. Keep doubting those Miami Heat. Caleb Martin, he says it's a, quote, sign of disrespect that Celtics continue to leave him open. And this is why they're losing. They're just not respecting the role players. And I get you have to double team Jimmy, try and stop him when he's driving to the paint, but it's been one game. You gotta relax, though. Gotta relax. It's only been one game. Former NBA player, he believes Jamal Murray is currently scarier than LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I'm starting to think people make these articles up. But I actually did think Jay Williams, he put Murray ahead of AD, and he said he's on the verge of passing Tatum. Jay Williams makes some outlandish takes, and I'm a big Jamal Murray guy, a big Jamal Murray fan. But he's not on the verge of passing Jason Tatum, and he's not ahead of Anthony Davis. I mean, maybe currently, yes, because he outplayed them both in the fourth in the game last night, but still. Jamal Murray said, quote, I don't think I get enough respect as I should be. I'm better than a lot of players in the league, quote. Jamal Murray said this via Mark J. Spears. Parents say, "Oh, is it me, or these next players getting super annoying?" And whoever it is must be Lakers fans saying, "Oh, it's corny." I mean, turn on ESPN at any point through the playoffs and listen to the commentary. They're literally rooting for the Los Angeles Lakers and not giving any credit to the Denver Nuggets. Just people's not giving Jamal Murray, not giving the Denver Nuggets any respect at all in these playoffs. Per S. Bondi, NYDY, he covers the Knicks for New York's Daily, and he says Joel Embiid is a name to watch for the New York Knicks. I don't believe this for 1 second. Aren't the Knicks always in on everyone, though? They're always looking at star players. There's no way Embiid is going to go from the 76ers to the New York Knicks. Respectfully, the Knicks aren't going to get anybody. I'm sorry. Joel Embiid, it just isn't happening. But good luck with that. There's just no shot. Keith Pompey said Sixers James Harden is expected to reunite with the Rockets, and free agency sources say, which is definitely not a surprise. It's been reported since last season that he might think about a reunion with the Houston Rockets. And I can definitely see this happening. He's most likely going to leave the team. But you're basically letting him go and not getting anything in return. Philly's playoff flame, and their playoff flame out only intensified that belief, and it's going to happen. James Harden's going to go to the Rockets. And he's expected to rejoin the Houston Rockets this summer, so it'll definitely be an interesting fit with all those young guys they have now on that team. And Jamal Murray said this quote, even when we win, they talk about the other team. And that's true. And they'll actually talk about the Lakers in Cancun over the NBA Finals. Just watch. Just people are sleeping on the Nuggets. And it's going to feel them a little more. It'll be Slater when they win that NBA championship. D'Angelo Russell from the Western Conference Finals. He's been bad. And minus 41 in 2 games. 9 points per game. 36.8% from the field. 12.5% from 3 and a 43.4 true shooting percentage. Averaging 9 points, 36 in the field, 12% from 3 and a negative 41. Like, he has been awful. He's been like a traffic cone out there. And he's literally a traffic cone on defense. His defense isn't even good either. It's like he froze like he hasn't moved in like 40 minutes. He better get ready to learn some Chinese. The Sixers, per Pompey and Sixers as well, the Sixers are going to meet with Nick Nurse this week. So, they fired Doc Rivers a few days ago. Now they're going to look to their next head coach, and now they're going to look at Nick Nurse. It's wild. A few years ago, his team hit that game winner on Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Kawhi Leonard. That'll be interesting to see how Joel Embiid would like Nick Nurse on that team. Chris Broussard said on First Take First on FS1, Chris Broussard said, quote, if Wemby is AD, KD, or Kareem, that's a disappointment. In what world is KD being like them a disappointment? 2 top 10, top 15, 20 players of all time. How would that be a disappointment? Like, this dude just goes on here and says this shit. Like, what are we doing, man? This is the dumbest thing I've read. Like, all day. No way he said if he's another KD, it's a disappointment. Like, that's a whole thing for a dude smoking crack. Yeah, that's all I'll say for this. So, until next time, Peace.